Top 10 best action anime with brutal fights.
Are you a psychopath who loves watching anime fights with the highest level of brutality?
No, I'm afraid.
Well, I definitely am. And today I have the top 10 anime with the most brutal fights ever.
I'm gonna close my eyes because I'm afraid.
So, from characters dying left and right, limbs getting detached, to the main character cast falling into the most brutal, hopeless situations.
I love
Buckle
hopeless.
up, because this list is gonna get quite wild. So, without further delay, let's begin.
Okay.
To kickstart the list, we've got Trinity Blood.
Okay, I already don't know
Now, this show takes place in a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by a war between humans and vampires. In the midst of this chaos, we follow a priest, but the dude is also a brutal killing machine when it comes to combat. The action in the series is intense and stylish, featuring visceral sword fights, aerial battles, and of course the
Okay, we only need swords.
typical
Nothing more.
shonen power-up. While it doesn't quite reinvent the genre, Trinity Blood is all about that sleek, almost Hellsing-like brutality. And although the action
I think we need one episode with like a lot of flowers, a lot of pretty butterflies, and then the killing.
might feel
Like
familiar,
we need the contrast.
it's the execution that sells it. Every battle the main character is involved in is layered with a mix of religious imagery and blood-soaked brutality. It's as if the Gray Man got a darker, edgier cousin with a penchant for merciless combat. Whether it's dismembering his enemies or unleashing his inner demon,
Okay, this is one of the greatest designs to be like evil. Like you see this, you see evil.
Abel's combat sequences are some of the show's most thrilling moments. So for fans looking for a combination of brutal, gothic action, we'll find
What a phrase.
Trinity Blood very entertaining. The series thrives in its dark aesthetic and intense fights, though it never quite reaches the brutal heights of other vampire-themed anime. But if you enjoy action that mixes elegance
How
with
can you say this is not brutal enough? The guy's falling from the skies.
savagery, it's still a bloody good time. Then at number 9 we have Tact Op Destiny. Now, thanks to both Madhouse and Mappa working on this, it was one of the most anticipated anime that came out that year. But did it deliver? Well, you gotta watch the review for that one. So in a world where music had been
I don't know if this anime is bad or good, but I have to say the design is awesome. I
banned,
love it.
Tact Op Destiny brings us a world where music is the key to fighting back against alien invaders known as D2. The
Music.
battles are over the top and often beautifully animated,
They're gonna fight with music, with chords and
especially
shit.
when the main duo dives into battle. The action choreography is fluid, with every fight being visually stunning, something you'd expect when Madhouse and Mappa are on board. But while the series excels in its action sequences, its brutal factor comes in unexpected ways. The loss of lovable characters, the destruction of cities, and the heart-wrenching fate of the music arts. Watch the show and you'll know what it means.
Yes, I know what I mean. Death, pain, suffering, destruction, tears.
All add layers of intensity to the beautiful combat. It's like
But I'm angry because this guy doesn't have an arm. And like, I have nothing against armless people, but if you're like playing music, I want to see an arm.
Attack on Titan,
I wanna
but
see
with
an
a
arm.
more toned-down brutality. Tact Op Destiny might not be the bloodiest show, but its battles are like concerts. An intense, thrilling performance that's brimming with energy. And let's talk about the actual anime here for a second. And according to the rumors, this show had only the script of its first 3 episodes. And it's actually quite
Wait, only 3 episodes, and then fuck it. We're gonna do whatever we want. Like a dinosaur is gonna appear over the city and gonna destroy everything.
noticeable. The first 3 episodes of the act are bloody awesome, building a really good base on which the story can progress. But just as the 4th episode starts playing, you realize that all the build-up of the previous episodes was completely wasted. With
Oh, okay, now they're gonna just travel around the country and just like smoke weed and do some stupid shit.
plot holes, underdeveloped character arcs, poor screenplay, boss fights with no previous build-ups, and by the time the finale arrived, it was, well, basically a mess. You realize
One
that
funny thing about this video. The name of the video is Top 10 Best Action Anime. And you're saying this is shit?
you had already forgotten half of the things
Like you're
that
saying,
happened
oh,
in
this
the
is disappointing.
anime, and
This is-
well, the ending was underwhelming to say the least. So
Wait,
it's a show with awesome
so it's
action,
not the top 10 best?
but it just falls apart with the
If it's
execution.
shitty.
Then at number 8 we have God Eater. Adapted from the popular game, this anime brings post-apocalyptic brutality to the screens with visually stunning action sequences. Using Ufotable's signature animation style, the fights are gorgeously detailed and intense. With characters wielding oversized weapons against terrifying monsters, the battles are often massive in scale, chaotic, and loaded with
Okay.
destruction, similar
This
to
looks very cool.
the Fate series' visual flair. In the action department, God Eater definitely delivers. It's brutal and visceral, with enemies being slashed apart by the main character and his team of God Eaters. If you're a fan of Attack on Titan's sheer scale of destruction, you'll feel right at home here. The brutality isn't just in the bloodshed.
I don't know if I feel at home with demons eating my soul and my spirit, you know? I think it, like, the anime was about teddy bears hugging each other and love and fruits and candies. Still, I wouldn't. Okay, nothing. Still, I wouldn't recognize myself with. I don't know. Was this if the yes? I don't feel at home. Sorry.
It's in the overwhelming odds the characters face. Though the plot may not offer anything revolutionary, the action in God Eater is a visual feast for fans of brutal, monster hunting anime. It's a show that thrives on its ability to deliver high-octane, pulse-pounding battles with devastating consequences. After that, at number 7, we've got Be the Beginning.
Yes,
now, this is probably one of the most underrated anime to ever exist, and the action here is just as intense as the complex plot it presents. This series takes a dark and violent path with some truly intense fight sequences. Whether it's hand-to-hand combat or superhuman clashes, the show's brutality is grounded in the ruthlessness of its characters. And the main character perfectly embodies this, with his brutal kills and precise strikes that make each battle visually engaging and satisfyingly bloody.
Satisfying bloody. This is what I wanna when I watch an anime. I want blood. This is like, I don't wanna see hugs. I don't wanna see happiness. I wanna see blood, because like it's my favorite meal, to be honest. When I start eating blood, it's like afternoon, because in the morning I eat flowers.
The Beginning often feels like a blend of Psychopaths and Tokyo Ghoul, with fights that are quick, sharp, and layered with emotional tension. The main character's abilities allow for some incredibly brutal takedowns, but it's his personal vendetta and the dark undercurrents of the plot that make the action even more intense. The battles here are vicious, often resulting in severe injuries and deadly consequences, and for those who enjoy a mix of mystery and brutal action, Be the Beginning delivers. It's a tightly packed, violent series with a good balance of story and
I don't care about story. I want to see only violence. I want to see pain. I like to see it.
action.
Like, I want to see only suffering.
Wrapped up in a sleek and stylish
And then after all the suffering, pandas and smiling koalas and polar bears and shit.
package, so please go watch it. You'll love it. And next up at number 6, we have Decadence.
Oh, my enemy.
This anime flips the scripts on the typical post-apocalyptic battle anime by adding a unique twist to its world and characters. In this brutal, vibrant show, humans fight against the monstrous Gadol. As unique as they sound, I'm not going to tell you about it, so go watch the show. The action department is filled with fast-paced, high-octane battles aboard a giant fortress. The combat sequences are thrilling, often involving intense hand-to-hand combat, aerial battles, and explosive weaponry. It's like a mix of Attack on Titan and Gurren Lagann, with just as much action and destruction. The brutality and decadence comes from the overwhelming and dire situations the characters face, and the relentless assault of the Gadol.
Okay, this is the most beautiful monster I've ever seen in my life.
The action is creative and fierce, often leading to moments of intense sacrifice and devastating losses. The sheer energy in the fights is
Yes, that's that's so funny, because it's like a recommendation. Like, if you like devastating losses, watch this. Yes, I love devastating losses. I love when they lose the great-grandfather and the small children. I like when everybody dies. This is for me.
just like Kill la Kill, with explosive moments that leave you on the edge of your seat. So while Decadence may initially feel familiar, it surprises you with its innovative approach to storytelling and its non-stop action. If you're looking for a series where the brutality is high and the action is relentless, this one's for you.
Yes,
And next
I want big brutality, only that.
up at number 5, we have a Jin, Demi-Human. I don't know why, but every time I hear this title, I remember Devilman Crybaby. And
Yes.
this line has nothing to do with the review. I just wanted to stretch it out a bit. So cheers! Anyways,
Cheers.
this interesting anime introduces us to a world where certain individuals can't die. So no matter what injuries they take, they don't give a crap about it, making for some incredibly brutal fight scenes where characters constantly regenerate after being torn apart. The
I don't know why people hate the 3D so much, but it annoys me sometimes. I don't know why. I know I'm being shallow. I know the show has more to offer than the animation and everything, but Sorry, something
Is
annoys me.
merciless with a
I know I'm shallow. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not.
focus on
So,
tactical combat and deadly ambushes, and the main protagonist finds himself caught in the middle of a war between humans and a Jinn, where the violence escalates to some seriously brutal levels. The show's CGI animation might be divisive, but the action scenes are intense and often filled with bloodshed. Imagine Tokyo Ghoul with even more body horror, where death is
okay, I don't mind anymore the 3D bad CGI because I'm seeing death and like yeah.
only a temporary setback,
Death!
and battles are as psychological as they are physical. The brutality comes not just from the action, but from the moral dilemmas and inhumane treatment of the Ajin. This is a perfect watch for those who crave a darker, more brutal action series, and it's a tense, thrilling ride with
Yes,
enough
for those who crave killing a
violence
lot.
and psychological
I
warfare.
crave that. I'm making jokes, but I crave that. I need more blood. I think this is what I'm missing in life, like violence, because nobody punches me, nobody doing anything bad against my body, nobody tries to kill me, and I think this is what I'm lacking in life. I need some threats. I need some bombs. I need some knives being thrown at me, something like that, you know?
To keep any fan of brutal anime hooked. Then at number 4, we have Undead Unluck. A brutal and hilarious
Yeah, my
adventure that
name.
doesn't hold back on the violence. Sounds fun, doesn't it? Well, it is. Here, the main character is quite literally undead, making for some incredibly over-the-top and brutal fights. He can regenerate from anything, and his ability is utilized in some of the most ridiculous and violent ways imaginable. The action in the show is chaotic, blending brutality with humor in a way that feels like One Punch Man's wilder moments, but with more blood and gore. The show thrives on its unique ability system.
That guy just cut his own head. What? Like I know you need do some stupid shit sometimes, but I don't think how this can be useful. Like I'm gonna use my head to communicate at a certain distance. I don't know how.
Where
It's
characters
gonna
have
use that. Maybe I want to smile from a distance. I want to see my own face, and I don't have a mirror, so I take my head off and I see my face. Oh, okay, I need to clean my face and then put it back. I don't
bizarre
know.
powers that turn battles into creative and brutal showcases of destruction. And these fights are often filled with dismemberment and explosions, but the humor never feels out of place, making the brutality easier to stomach. It's like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure meets Hellsing with a ton of dark humor. So for fast action junkies who enjoy brutal battles wrapped in a quirky fun package,
Nothing like a blood rain. Oh my god, I love that. I miss those times. Only great seasons like spring or winter we had this. Like in my country, we have blood 2 or 3 times a year. We have a blood rain, and man, I go like a vampire. And I drink everything.
Unluck delivers. Next at the third spot, we have Ushio and Tora. The show brings the classic old-school shonen action back to life with a modern touch. Ushio, the protagonist, wields the legendary Beast Spear, and the action sequences are some of the most brutal you'll see in the genre. The show is filled with intense fights against monsters with brutal moments that push Ushio to his limits. The animation is clean, and the battles are fast and fierce, which really brings back the nostalgia of older shonen classics like Yu Yu Hakusho.
This looks like Shaman King.
The brutality in the show often comes from the sheer ferocity of its enemies. Yokai are monstrous creatures that just don't hold back, leading to some gruesome and intense confrontations. And the action isn't just physical. Ushio is
It's
constantly
psychological too.
pushed emotionally and mentally,
Yeah.
with each battle leaving scars both visible and invisible. It's like Hunter x Hunter, but with more raw and primal energy, constantly testing the limits of what a shonen protagonist can handle. For
This one is the one that I liked the most, I think, from the list.
fans of hard-hitting
Because all of them, like, it didn't like I wanted to watch it like very much. I thought it was cool, like, oh yeah, but this one is very
relentless
interesting.
shonen action, Ushio and Tora deliver a satisfying mix of nostalgia and modern brutality. Then as the runners-up of today's list,
Okay,
we
this
have
is a classic. This is a classic.
Cooley. This show is what you call pure chaos that is wrapped in a 6-episode bundle. The anime defies genre conventions, blending sci-fi, coming-of-age, and absurd humor, all while delivering some of the most action-packed and bizarre sequences you'll ever see. The action in Fooly Cooly is frenetic and brutal in its unpredictability. It's not the goriest anime out there, but its battles pack a punch. Literally, with giant robots smashing through cities and characters taking hits that should probably leave them dead. The fights are as creative as they are brutal. Think Gurren Lagann on steroids, but
This is one of the most creative anime like you can see.
with more guitars and slapstick violence. The main character's interactions with the mysterious alien girl often lead to ridiculous fast-paced battles where no one holds back. And the fight scenes are beautifully animated, carrying Gainax's signature style of explosive energy. And for those craving
it remembers me Gurren Lagann.
blend of intense action with a completely off-the-wall storyline, Fooly Cooly hits all the right notes. It's a wild ride that doesn't take itself seriously, but still manages to deliver some incredibly satisfying and brutal moments along the way. But at the top spot, we have 86. Now, if you haven't heard of 86 at least once in your life, then I'm convinced that you were living in
I reacted like, but I didn't watch this. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this is. You know,
a cave until
this is the most fake reaction I've ever done in my life. No, my God, 86. I don't know what the fuck this is.
This show offers some of the most intense and brutal action scenes in recent anime. Set in a world where war is waged by unmanned drones, the story follows a group of pilots known as the 86 who operate these machines from behind enemy lines. The battles are raw and violent, showcasing the psychological behind enemy lines.
They're not violent.
The battles are raw and violent.
They're violent.
Showcasing the psychological toll of war alongside the physical destruction. The action sequences are impeccably animated with high-stakes combat that's as brutal emotionally as it is visually, and the brutality in 86 comes not just from the bloodshed, but from the harrowing losses that accumulate throughout the series. Characters are pushed to their limits, facing life-threatening dangers and moral dilemmas. The war machines in this anime rip through enemies with precision, and the human cost of these conflicts adds a layer of emotional brutality that few shows manage to capture. Imagine Code Geass, but with far more psychological.
This looks like those China kung fu
that few shows manage to capture.
Robots. Like China made some robots now. They showed this. Like they fight kung fu and shit.
Code Geass.
Those are the China. This exists in real life. This is real life. This is the future. China's making this.
But with far more.
They have a lot of this, and they can like do all the things, the Bruce Lee things. They can do ramen and shit.
For psychological and emotional weight behind each battle. And the GOAT.
They can do those cookies, those fortune cookies.
Hiroyuki Sawano, composing the music for this anime. This is something you should not miss. So for fans of action-packed war dramas, 86 delivers on all fronts. Its combat scenes are intense, bloody, and brutal, but the true strength of the anime lies in how it humanizes war, making every battle feel more impactful and devastating.
Yeah, this is cool because I don't like when I see suffering and the suffering doesn't feel devastating, you know? When I see a lot of people suffering and I see the suffering and I feel like it's not devastating for me, I only see them suffering. So when I see an enemy that's suffering, but I can't feel the suffering, and it's like a 1,000 years of suffering, and we have suffering and then plus suffering in the equation of suffering, like it's a lot of suffering. That's why I love suffering, I think. Yeah, it's a happy day today.